Alright guys, this is pretty exciting. Yeah, so that hole, wow, I guess that just right. And it was hitting back here. So, I don't know, I guess someday if I ever get this back out again, I guess I'll open that up a little bit more. But there's, I might have to work on that some. But we shove the stick down in there. I don't know how else it's supposed to work. It kind of seems it's not moving. So then we got these couple of pieces here we got to get in there, but we're getting there. We're getting progress. We got 3 pedals. I checked my linkage deal on here, the hydraulic master cylinder right here, and it fits. I just got to drill the holes to mount it, figure out how I want to do that, because then I got nuts and bolts. But this fits on the clutch pedal right, with this sitting against the firewall. It was kind of weird to figure out which side it went on, you know, but I guess this goes on the outside and that touches the firewall right down in there. One of them holes right there. I think it's this this right one. But okay, here we go. Hopefully we'll be cruising her soon. Good news and bad news. Jacks are out from underneath. But then we got issues. We're gonna have to figure them out. We got troubles. All right, well, I had to use the automatic cross member because it's the only one that would bolt into the holes. So then I got this issue to figure out now. These holes don't nowhere near line up to this cross member. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do at this point. I might have to buy a new cross member because neither one works. The other one, if I use the other one, well, I guess I just have to drill all new holes in the frame. But also, it comes to like here. So it's so much shorter. Like the end of the cross member would have been like right here. So the hole would be, you know, kind of right there at the edge of the frame, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I'm going to do some homework and check on some different setups. I'm pretty sure that'll go down, maybe, but that's hitting on the skid plate. I'm going to check if there's another transmission mount, maybe a taller one or something, because this one, see, this one drops below the frame level. The standard one is at frame level. So I saw a couple other ones for sale. I'm going to do some homework on that. But for now, I'm going to work on the hydraulic clutch line till I can get this figured out. Yes, that does look crappy from the bottom, but this was the point here. Now I could just take some paper, throw up some paper up there, take the yellow and paint it, because it was all going to get scuffed up anyway, you know, dragging it around. So I can still paint the underneath of that and still look pretty well for now. So she's pretty clean. There's the new Monty mounts. Did those in a couple videos back. There's those. Okay, I'll get started on it and quit babbling. Alright, next thing we did was we found this factory hole here. And I lined up this piece and drilled these 2 holes in it. And this looks like it's right. So I'm going to go ahead and it looks... There goes my drill. So that's how it looks like it goes in there. Let's throw my screws in here. It sure helps having a whole bunch of screws, because what I did was my dad's neighbor was done with working on stuff, and he had been I think he had bought out a hardware store at some point, and had a whole bins and bins full of nuts and bolts. Okay, so that's how that goes. Looks like it's right. Then we got to hook the reservoir up there, and I think that mounts up here somewhere, and then the line faces down to the clutch down there. I got to find out what this is. I think it's the cruise control or something. I need to go ahead and get that out of there, but now I got to find out how to be in 2 places at once to hold that still. And let's hook the, I didn't want to hook the pedal up because I don't want it being you know, I don't want nobody coming around pushing the pedal. But where is that? Right up there. So now I have a clutch pedal. Just sticks right on there. So I'll put an eyelet on there. I'm just gonna pop it off for now in case I gotta take it out. But, and so that looks like it's gonna actuate right. Cool, okay. All right, we got another milestone done. Slave cylinder. Check the orientation and make sure I use the old nuts. You put it through from that side, get it in the right spot, and all of a sudden she'll just pop right in. Make sure that seat's in there real good. And then we have to put the line on. I have to figure out which end goes which because I'm not really sure which end goes where, but we're going to get that started. Oh my gosh, this is really coming in. I mean, I figured that out. I'm going to explain that later, how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to custom make a bracket. Then really, drive shaft, exhaust. Yeah, we don't need exhaust for a test drive. and I don't know, I'm putting that exhaust back on anyway. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to get this line on and then the reservoir, and then maybe we can start bleeding this. All right, everybody. We're getting there. The slave cylinder's down in there. Line's hooked up to the master cylinder. This, found out, goes to the, I didn't have to drill no new holes. That's in there, the clutch bracket. Actually fired it back up, put the distributor cap back on, fired it back up. No fluids coming out of the clutch bleeder screw right there. You can barely see the bleeder screw right there. Steering column's back in. Just gotta finish tightening some things up. And I'm having a problem with the stick. It's not coming out of gear, or it's in gear, I think. So not really sure what to do from here. Gotta finish tightening this up. So she runs still. I just gotta get the exhaust put back on. Kind of waiting on that though. I guess it's really getting the clutch to start working. Once I get that working, I can kind of try a few more things. So I don't know. I felt it try to go into first gear, and I did put new fluid in it. I did get that done. That's some of the old fluid. So I'm going to keep on it, and I'll update you guys as I go. It's kind of frustrating right now at this point. Don't want to put the drive shaft in because clutch isn't bleeding yet. So till I have a clutch pedal, can't put the drive shaft in. So I'll check back with you when I got more to report. All right, so I went down in there. I pulled the stick back out. Checked it out. Them two notches are right next to the pin like it's supposed to be. So I guess we're just seized up, kind of. Where we stand now, everybody, this transmission is stuck in neutral. I have verified that the forks and everything is in order. It's just a little bit rusty in there. So part of today's video, we're going to go ahead and clean that out some. I got some supplies. I'll show you what they are. Okay, so first thing we got to do is take this 9/16 bolt out to drain the fluid. Then the next thing I noticed is I was watching some other setups and see that bleeder screw is coming out the side. All the other ones I've seen is it comes out the top. So when they sold me the slave cylinder, it is hooked up backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and drain this so I can start soaking the fluid. Then I'm going to start working on that, and then I'm going to start showing you workman's fabrications. We're going to make this work. So stay tuned. All right, so we got that fluid all drained out. Still looks pretty good. I thought it was going to be more rusty. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it with our super new ingredient, but I may be pulling this back out anyway to reseal it back up. But don't get it right, get it running, right? That's what we're going to do. So you just have to push this tab down here at the top of the transmission and unhook it like that. And, you know, it's crazy. There's still a lot of moisture in there. But there's two tabs right there that clip comes out of. But what we're going to do is we're going to try soaking it in automatic transmission fluid and acetone. I couldn't figure out what the best way to do this was. I wanted to fill it with diesel fuel. I wanted to fill it with kerosene. I wanted to try quite a few things, but this is one of the things I come up with from some advice of how to do this. So I even got some carbon choke cleaner in here. Maybe I'll squirt some of that in there too. But for now, we're just going to fill this up. Then we're going to work on a couple other things. Let this soak. From what I understand, might only take a couple hours. We could be cruising her by the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and put the drive shaft in. I'm going to hook the exhaust up, and I'm going to get this slave cylinder clutch bled. So I'll check back with you. All right. So what I did was my hammer and just kept lightly tapping on it, and I can get it to go. That's in first right there. And I put the transfer case in neutral and started it, and trying to get the, you know, to turn around, spin in there, but I can get first if I tap it in there. So what I'm going to do is, after lunch, I'm going to come back. I'm going to let this soak some more. I think that's the key, not trying to force anything. So I still don't have clutch yet. So got to keep working on that. I did swap the supply line around with the bleeder screw, and it's getting fluid down there. It just isn't building up any pressure. Now I see why everybody wants to try to buy these in one piece already bled. Next step's going to be taking it out and bleeding it myself. But I don't know if I want to take it down the road yet, just in first. Well, with no clutch, can't really do anything. So for now, I just have to keep transfer case in neutral and keep starting it up, but I don't have exhaust. So it's kind of loud. I'm going to put the exhaust on and probably start it and just let it run in first gear, transfer case in neutral, and see if I can get that flurbitating around and try to get it loosened up enough. It's a patience game, I believe, and I don't have any of that. So the clutch, you just got to kind of work the air bubbles up, you know, basically. All right, be right back.